Hey guys, it's me, the Soy Boy, and Happy New Year! So, in my first video of the year is a Skarlet guide, and I'm gonna teach you the Blood Mage ways with Skarlet. Let's fucking go. Best buttons are standing 1, really good, 7-frame startup. It can be also really good for anti-airs, as you can see. Really good for anti-air again, also good for they do something unsafe, so that's a punish for them. So 7-frame startup, really good. Then we have her down 1, really good poke from around that distance. Really good from that sort of distance. I recommend doing this up close, because you may think it's a really good range, but no, it only works for close range. But it's still a good poke, 7-frame startup, and really good, really excellent poke. Next up we have the standing 2, really good normal though, really good reaching normal, I would say around this sort of distance. Yeah, really good for that sort of distance, and that standing 2 can be also really good for anti-airing, as you can see, do anything after standing 2 and stuff like that. So the active frames by that is by 4, which is pretty good, as you can see around the bottom left corner. Active frames 4, so it's a really good anti-air, and you can convert anything after standing 2. So it's a very good reaching normal and a really good anti-air. Alright, next up is the back 2. Back 2, really good overhead, slow on startup by 22 frames. And this has a crushing blow requirement as well. Do it 2 times in a row and you get the KB. So it's not that much, but it's a good KB though. Like, do that and then try to bait them, and then boom. That's 18%, which is alright KB. Like I said, it's alright. And if you ever do the back 2 again, if they block it, then it's an easy punish. So be careful when using that. It is very unsafe on block. So yeah. Next up is the forward 2. Another really good reaching normal. It is a mid, starts up at 13 frames, and you confirm it into anything, which I'll get to them at the moment. Yep, really good normal if they trying to whip, and then just whip this out and then do anything after that. So really good. Alright, next up is the back 3. Back 3, also 13 frames as the forward 2, but it's a low. It's a really good low, really good reaching low. You can confirm it into anything if they do something unsafe, or they're trying to do something, and then you just whip this out and then do anything after that. Like, that was misinput, but yeah, back 3 also really good reaching normal, 13 frame low as I said, but yeah, still good. Alright, next up is the back 4. It's a really good sweep around that sort of mid distance. It is one of my favorite sweeps in the game, and probably the best sweep in the game. But never do that up close though, because it is very unsafe and you will get easily punished. So I recommend doing this around mid distance. Still good to this day. Alright, next up is the forward 4. It is a 13 frame mid. Sorry about that. But yeah, 13 frame mid, really good. She walks up forward. That sort of mid distance. Pretty good from that distance. And this can also be a really good stagger, because I'll get to that in a moment. So yeah, forward 4, really good mid, walks a bit forward and then hits the opponent with the kick. So yeah. Alright, next up is the combo strings. Alright, so the best combo strings for Skarlet, which you will usually see in the competitive scene and stuff, but there were other strings, but I'm gonna rarely talk about those that are tagged. So alright, so we have 1, 2, 4 is a launcher, but not exactly a launcher, but like pushes in the back, and you can special cancel it into anything really, but nothing much at all. But 1, 2, 4 is a really good string. but be careful when using this string on the last hit of it, of 1, 2, 4. It does have a flawless block gap by 21 frames for the last hit, but it gives them a pushback too though, like for -1 on block. So you are safe on block by -1, so it does have really good pushback. Like, look at this, really good, but be careful when using it though. Like, just be careful when you use it. Alright, next up is the 212. This one is a really good launcher. You will rarely see anything like this. I just dropped it, but it doesn't matter, just giving you examples. So yeah, 212 is a really good string, really good launcher. Starts off combos, do anything like this or something like that, but be careful when using this string as well, because the last hit of it is like -11 on block, and it can be punished with a 7-frame jab, and then yeah, be careful when you use that string, and yeah, you will get easily punished. But to make it the safe way is doing 2-1 into anything, so you will be safe, but don't YOLO this on blocks, so you will get punished because of the -11 on block, so be careful when using that. Alright, so next up is standing 4-4. This one is also a launcher, but you can special cancel into anything like Blood Tentacle, which I'll talk about those specials at the moment. It's really good, and it's +6 on block, has a pushback, but the thing is, when they're ducking, right? Well, I'll show you the standing blocks first. Shows a bit of pushback, +6 on block, but when they're duck, right? Oh. Am I like full ducking? There we go. There's no pushback when they are ducking, so they can literally just press. Oh yeah, when you're +6, right? They always press. So might as well do like a backdash into anything, so they can get punished by it. So yeah, but it's still a good string though. It's still a good string, but it can be really good for in the corner, which I'll talk about something about that in a moment. But yeah, it's a really good string, +6 on block, and yeah. Alright, next up and last combo string is the 4-4-3. It's a really good string, and you can cancel it, special cancel it into anything to that. But the thing is, this also has a flawless blockable gap. On block, it is -1 on block with forward 4-3, but when flawless block, it is -6 on block. So yep, they can literally flawless block that. So yeah, just be careful when you're using the string. Only use it when they get punished, or even with punish. So yeah, it's a really good string, really good string. Alright, let's talk about her base kit specials. Here we go, her base kit specials. Let's start with back forward 2, which is a straight projectile, really good. It's a really good projectile, does 7%, and when you amplify it on the specific timing, gains her health back. But if you do anything into this, it just changes. So let me just, yeah, it's 37% health back, 37%, yep. But if you do anything like this, you get 36%. So if you do anything after that, like, just get the timing right. Yeah, you have to time the amplified like specifically. There you go, 35%. So yeah, it's really bad. I reckon you do like a small combo into a health back. So but it's a good projectile, really good. Alright, next up is the down back 2. This projectile is a slow one compared to this. They're the same animation, so actually pretty much different with the back forward 2. Really different on speeds, of course. But yeah, it's really good projectile. You can do anything after the animation of Blood Bowl. So Blood Bowl is actually a really good slow projectile, really good. And next up is the Blood Spatter. This right here is very safe on block, but is a really good for like combo enders and stuff. Plus, it is even an armor breaker, so they do like, where's the breakaway? There we go, fast. So you do this, see that, but with that, you can confirm it into anything after that, which is pretty cool. See that? Really, really good, really excellent. That's why it can be only be good for a combo ender and an armor breaker. Oh, you can do so much stuff in the corner as well. Let me just show you. Close. Oh, whoops. Let's do a reset. Position. There we go. Even the normal amplifier without armor breaker can still be comboed, so as you can see right there, it'll be like over what, 37 or 36%, so really good for combos. So yeah, that's the only good thing about using the Blood Spatter, aka back forward 3. So yeah, but both non-amp and amp on block is very unsafe. Like you don't want to use that up close, so be careful when you use that. Alright, next up is the down back 3. She creates a blood trail, which is actually pretty quick though. Really good at any sort of distance, so yeah. Even the amplifier is the same, but just sticks to them, so you have time to do something, like. And it also jails, so it's really good, and you can do something like this, but I think you have to do this in the corner to make them, and it's a restand as well, which is really crazy. Look at that. And you have time as well, so also saying too actually quite jails because it's 23 on hit. This string, it's only 19 on hit. If they were to duck, right? Let's just say if they duck. So they can't duck, it jails, because you know why. Very plus on hit. Yeah, it's really good, but if you're that type of Skarlet player that does want them to do jailing and stuff, it's your choice. But Blood Trail is a really good projectile as well, and it's also a low, so very good. Alright, so last but not least, the Blood Tentacle, down back 4. You can do any distance with Blood Tentacle. So let's do close, oh, missing foot, medium, far, and very far. Really good, and it's safe on block by -6. But the thing is, if they flawless block it, it is -16 on block. So if you do like any sort of this into that, or even forward 2 into Bloodshot, because it's also flawless blockable, which I forgot to mention. So but yeah, Blood Tentacle in general is a really good projectile. Hits mid, not a low or overhead or anything, so it's still a good projectile, really good at any distance, like close, medium, far, and very far. Alright, let's talk about her best abilities in the competitive scene. Alright, so her best abilities that you will usually see in the competitive scene. I want to talk about her other abilities, but this one is the best one, and you will usually see this the most. So the Dagger Dance, down back 1. It's a parry, 9-frame startup. You can hold it as much just in case they do like a mid or high, but the thing is, she cannot parry lows, only mids and highs. So yeah, even overheads. But the little trick thing is, you know, they always do say they're trying to force block forward 2 into Bloodshot, because that is very unsafe, or forward 2 into Blood Tentacle. But have you guys ever thought of doing forward 2 into parry to trick him if you doing a bloodshot or a blood tentacle? It's a bit of a mind game, really good, but kind of gimmicky as well. But you have to bait them because they can always flawless block bloodshot and blood tentacle. So yeah, but doing that into parry is really good. Even back 3 into parry is really good. Probably not close, but forward 2 is the best one. Forward 2 is the best one if you're doing bloodshot, blood tentacle, and parry. So here's a little bit of a trick in case they try to do flawless blocks and stuff. Even forward 4 into that, or even 1-2 into parry, just in case they're trying to flawless block your strings. And yeah, that's it for the parry, the down back 1. Alright, next up is the boiling point. This is a 23 startup and it's a low, so you have to duck it. But it has the same properties as the blood tentacle with the distances. Sorry for the, can't even talk, but yeah, so you got close as usual, medium, far, and very far. This deals 12% damage, but when it comes to amplify, does 18% by default for both of them, of course. But this something that like never scales is the 1-2-4 into a boiling point. With the amplify, 24%. This also goes with the forward 4-3, but you have to do it up close. So this does 27%. Does not scale, or maybe it does scale, just depending. But yeah, so boiling point is actually pretty good, and is also a good combo ender, and really good for like zoning and stuff, like doing this into that to connect, which is crazy. And yeah, that's pretty much about it for boiling point. Alright, up next is the blood port. Teleports behind. You can do it in place, or even in front. Input, yep, you can do that in front. Or you can do it by far teleport. Yeah, those are the things, but if you ever do in place, in front, that costs like 1 bar of defensive meter. But if you ever to do a far version, that takes 2 bars of defensive meter. So all Skarlet players recommend this to do this in place, because if they ever do like a projectile, if you see it coming, just teleport behind them and you will punish them. So alright, that's gonna be my Skarlet guide. Let me know in the comments what I've missed, or if you found something interesting while playing this character. And yeah, happy late new year, which I like to call it, because it's been over a week now and I haven't made videos because I've been enjoying my break since, yeah. But hey, let me know, like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great day, everyone.